His coach tells us he was the best at everything. He was a soccer star and an overall great athlete. There is water in all kinds of places it's not supposed to be. As of today, they believe he is a suspect not only in their murders, but also in the arson. I've actually tried to have my back face toward the wind like this. And we want to show you what drivers are dealing with out here. If we could just step on the road for a second, you can see how icy it is. They barely missed the swing set. Plowing through this cornfield, you can see the tracks. Use the fireworks that are on the ground or things like these sparklers. Whether you have air conditioning or not, in this extreme heat, nothing beats getting wet. Police say there was a small area found on the pavement with several drops of blood on it. That tells them that she was injured, but they have no idea how badly. How do you balance that with the demand for information and the fact that this has become national news? All evening, neighbors have been stopping to take in this heartbreaking scene. One look and you can tell how strong last night's storm was. You can see what's left of police tape that surrounded this neighborhood. We want to show you why the water has already creeped into this area. I'm standing on a road in several feet of water. It's at least up to my knees and it only gets deeper. Now, the Grand River here in Comstock Park crested on Sunday, so the water is going down, but given that this water is about 1/8 of a mile from where it should be, it still has a long way to go.
It looks horrible. It's horrible. People have to take a boat to get here.
Her mailbox is underwater, her car's taillights barely above it. Debbie Skiff fears the worst.
And everything in the basement's flooded, probably wrecked.
She was evacuated a week and a half ago, and with her spinal injury, taking a boat isn't an option.
I just grabbed some clothes and some papers that I thought I'd need, thinking I'd be back here soon. And I'm not, so.
Dustin Myers runs Timber Ridge Wood Products, a job the floods have made a bit more challenging.
I'm driving through 2 feet of water to get product loaded up. It's not fun.
These guys feel his pain. They're doing their best to work around Mother Nature.
Just yesterday we couldn't work because of the water. Friday we left early because of the water. It's gone down quite a bit, so it's not as hard. I mean, I'm able to pick up all this junk when it was covered with water yesterday. So
It is what it is, and you just have to move forward and be positive. This too shall pass.
Now, coming up at 6, we'll bring you the latest on the cleanup efforts in downtown Grand Rapids and what they mean for the 1,000 people evacuated from the Plaza Towers. Live in Comstock Park, Sherene Tagharobi, News Channel 3. You might call it fate that 4-year-old Bear was the only pup in his litter to survive.
I've always told him ever since he was born that these are his babies, that he's got to watch them.
He's been their protector, their best friend, and now their hero.
Your heart stops. I'm proud of Bear. Nothing will ever replace him.
Patricia Drock went to the garage to get a shovel yesterday with 14-month-old Stanley right behind her. But when she turned around, her son was gone.
So I went to the pool and found him with Bear standing underneath him.
He was balancing Stanley on his back.
Stanley's brother Kyle remembers hearing a big splash, but no barks.
I think he didn't want my little brother to fall off.
When I got him out of the pool, his eyes were rolled back. His lips were bluish purple.
In a panic, Patricia dialed 911 but had no cell service. Terrified, she started driving to the fire department.
Fear that I wasn't going to get help in time and I was going to lose my son.
But in the car, the little boy regained consciousness.
We got x-rays and that. There's no water in his lungs, so we all believed that if it wasn't for Bear holding him up out of the water, he would have sunk down.
He's an amazing dog who loves us, and if he wasn't here, Stanley would have died.
But like Bear, Stanley pulled through and survived.
If he wasn't here, I don't know what I'd do.
The man says he was running toward the porch as his estranged wife was driving toward him. He says he managed to get up over this ledge and says that concrete wall is the only thing that stopped the car from going right into the house.
I thought I was dead, really, or I was going to lose my legs.
It was late Friday night when Matt Holtman says his estranged wife, Christy, left here angry after an argument, only to come back an hour later.
She kept banging on the door, started banging on the windows, beat my car some. We all ran outside on the porch, and she had backed up and was saying something about going down the road to go kill herself. And she said, "Your kid's in the car, you dummy." So I ran out there to go try to get my kid out of the car. Obviously, he wasn't in the car. I got out there, and she hit the gas.
That's when Holtman started running toward the porch and says she rammed into him, sending him flying toward the door. He got up and charged her car and says she hit him again.
Picked me up, and she smashed me all the way back into the garage door. The garbage can was probably the only thing that really saved me. Took a lot of the impact.
What's going through your mind?
During all this, I'm gonna die. How she could do it, you know? For a woman that says she loves me. We were together 7 years, have a kid together.
Holtman says Christy has apologized and is seeking psychiatric help. He's struggled with whether or not to press charges.
Do I really want to deprive my child of his mother? And I'd be lying if I said I still didn't have love for her. I don't think I'll ever forgive her or trust her, but...
Now, after the ordeal here, we're told Christy sped off and crashed her car a few blocks away. She's still in the hospital, but police are seeking charges of felonious assault and malicious destruction of property. Now, we also talked to a witness who saw the whole thing happen. You'll hear from her coming up at 6.